I'm Charles Lejano, and this is One News Now. The camp of U.S. Marine Lance Corporal Joseph Scott Pemberton says the pardoned convict is willing to apologize to the Laude family 6 years after he committed the murder. Marlene Alcaide gives us more details in this report.
This is the mugshot of U.S. Marine Lance Corporal Joseph Scott Pemberton, released by the Corrections Bureau on Tuesday. The 25-year-old convicted murderer apparently shaved his head. BuCor has started processing Pemberton's release by updating his photos and fingerprint. According to his lawyers, Pemberton is looking forward to his release.
He's in high spirits, of course, and that I guess more than anything, he felt relieved. Of course, very grateful for the pardon that was unexpectedly granted to him by the president. So, and he's very excited and very hopeful about, about his future, and he's just ready to get over this stage in his life and ready to look towards the future.
They insist that the U.S. Marine did not receive any special treatment while in jail.
He's behind the actual bars. And then he has just a little bed. Yeah, it's a container van. So, yeah, I don't think anyone would say that this is receiving preferential treatment. I'm sure perhaps the other servicemen in the U.S. in their own country would be in a better place as compared to what he has right there. So, I mean, or at least just the same. So, I mean, nothing special about it.
While preparations for his release are underway, Laude's camp, on the other hand, said they have lost their hope.
Sana ay hindi na maulit yung mga ganong karahasan sa babae, sa trans women, dahil lang sa sila ay trans women o dahil lang sa sila ay babae. Nasyak kami, nadidismaya kami, dahil akala namin kakampi namin si Presidente, pero nagbigay siya ng pardon.
The family's legal counsel is asking Pemberton to issue an apology. For them, that's the simplest way to show that he indeed exhibited good conduct.
It's all the dictates of the lawyer. It's all the thinking of the lawyer, but not coming voluntarily from Pemberton. So I don't see any sincerity in the apology.
In response, Pemberton's camp said he is willing to reach out to the Laude family.
That's something that he has already said that's willing to do. And regards to the specifics as to how he'll do it, maybe through phone or through a letter, we don't know yet, but definitely that will be forthcoming.
President Duterte granted Pemberton an absolute pardon barely a week since a local court ordered his early release on the basis of good conduct. He only served his 6 years of his total 10-year sentence for killing trans woman Jennifer Laude in 2014. Duterte stressed that he was not favoring anybody in issuing the pardon. However, the chief executive noted that Pemberton had been unfairly treated without even condoling for what Laude suffered. The Justice Department, meanwhile, admitted that the U.S. Marine did not apply for pardon, meaning he did not go through the usual process wherein the camp of a convicted criminal files an application before the DOJ, endorses it to the president. But Secretary Menardo Guevara explained that Duterte can grant pardons without that process. The DOJ also confirmed that the Immigration Bureau is set to deport Pemberton. Undersecretary Mark Paredes said Pemberton's deportation order has been finalized, but he has yet to check the basis. For News 5, Marlene Alcaide, we are One News.
COVID-19 cases are expected to spike as holiday services such as Undas are now approaching. Let's get more details from JC Kosic. He's reporting to us live from Mandaluyong City. JC, what is the plan of the government to combat this?
Charles, the National Task Force Against COVID-19 will recommend to the IATF the shutdown of cemeteries on All Souls and All Saints Day to control the spread of COVID-19. The NTF said the idea came from the initiative of Manila Mayor Isko Moreno to close all burial grounds in the city from October 31 to November 3. NTF Chief Implementer Carlito Galvez Jr. explained that the recommendation is in line with the government's protocol against mass gatherings. Testing Czar Vince Dizon seconded this, noting that they will consult other sectors, including local governments, regarding this. During their code team visit in Region 3, substantial Luzon governors likewise approved the move. Meanwhile, Dizon mentioned that the department said that the antigen tests have already been validated. He said it is a cheaper and faster form of COVID-19 testing. Complete guidelines on its usage will be out in the coming weeks. In the same event, Regional Task Force 3 mentioned that some areas in Central Luzon are considered special concern areas due to the rising number of COVID-19 infections. These include Masinloc in Zambales, Mariveles in Balanga in Bataan, and Tarlac City. The spike in cases are attributed to workplace and community transmission. Charles, the NTF also underscored the need for the establishment of isolation sites within the vicinity of businesses. Charles?
Thank you, JC Kosic, reporting live from Mandaluyong. COVID-19 cases in the country climbed to over 245,000. This as the Health Department reported around 3,100 new COVID-19 cases on Wednesday. More than 55,600 cases remain active. 70 new fatalities were reported today, pushing the death toll to over 3,980. Recoveries now stand at more than 185,500, with over 370 new survivors recorded over the past 24 hours. Some COVID-related projects of the Department of Science and Technology may not see the light of day. That's on the back of its slashed budget for 2021. Ria Fernandez gives us the numbers in this report.
In today's House briefing, officials from the Department of Science and Technology said their spending plan for 2021 initially amounted to 36.2 billion pesos. However, the Budget Department only approved 23.8 billion pesos for next year, still higher than DOST's current budget of 20.5 billion pesos. This prompted the agency to set aside some of its projects, including those related to COVID-19.
Some of these projects are for example, the capital outlay or building a component of our proposed Virology Institute of the Virology Institute for Science and Technology of the Philippines was not included in our proposed budget. There are also projects under COVID-19 R&D which were proposed but also not considered.
Lawmakers are pushing to augment the appropriations for DOST. But according to the DBM, the DOST may instead source COVID research funds from its grants in aid allocation. DOST Secretary Fortunato de la Peña also came to DBM's defense, saying that the budget for Virology Institute was actually earmarked under the National Infrastructure Program. Nevertheless, de la Peña said they were given more budget for scholarships. Despite scrapped projects, the DOST continues to be on top of the forthcoming clinical trials for anti-COVID vaccines. With this, de la Peña allays fears on the potential health risks of trying these vaccine candidates to some Filipinos.
Unang-una po tayo ay merong Philippine Health Research Ethics Board. Okay? At yan po ay merong national at sa iba't ibang rehiyon meron din tayong meron din tayong Research Ethics Board at meron din tayong mga Research Ethics Board sa mga universidad na nagsasagawa ng mga research, lalo na yung involving humans. So, hindi po pwedeng magsimula ang clinical trials kung walang approval ng health ng Research Ethics Board.
Philippine Council for Health Research and Development Director Jaime Montoya also noted the benefits of the country's participation in the undertaking. Asked if this includes prioritization in vaccine access, Montoya said,
"Alam natin na itong panahon ng COVID-19, lahat po ng mga bansa ay nag-uunahan na makakuha ng bakuna. Ngayon, depende na po yan sa negosasyon na maaari pong gawin ng ating pamahalaan sa mga vaccine developer na mga bakuna na magiging successful kung paano po tayo mauuna sa pila."
De La Peña added that they cannot simply commit to one vaccine as they have to compare them all before the government begins the procurement. For News 5, Ria Fernandez, We Are One News.
We'll bring you more after a short break. Stay with us. Good afternoon. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The Environment Department seems to have found an ally in Manila Mayor Isko Moreno in its efforts to beautify Manila Bay. But the city mayor warns it's going to be a different story once the synthetic white sand dumped on the baywalk is proven to be hazardous. For details, we have Shaila Francisco reporting to us live from Taguig. Shaila, could you tell us the latest on the Dolomite?
Charles, Manila Mayor Isko Moreno said that his local government will continue to support the Environment Department in its beach nourishment project for Manila Bay. But the same cannot be said if there is a clear evidence that the dumping of the artificial white sand in the area may indeed pose health and environmental hazards. In a forum this morning, Moreno said that their local government is just grateful that there is an ongoing rehabilitation in their jurisdiction. He vowed, however, that he would not think twice to stop the project and make involved officials liable in case the synthetic white sand dumped on Baywalk is found to be harmful to Manileños. In a letter addressed to Environment Secretary Roy Simato on Tuesday, the Manila mayor sought clarification after the health department claimed that dolomites could result in respiratory ailments, among others. Simato insisted that it is not listed by the Mine Safety and Health Association as carcinogen, and it is hazardous only during crushing and processing operation. The Dolomite in Baywalk is 100 times bigger than dust and does not get suspended in the air. This was also confirmed and clarified by DOH today. The DNR added that in fact it helps neutralize the pH content of the water. As for environmental groups, Moreno may also be held liable for enabling the project. The mayor says good luck. He expressed trust that the DNR is in the right position to know better. For now, the Manila LGU is busy cleaning up other parts of the bay, including the Baseco Beach, where a baywalk or a public park will be installed. The DNR meanwhile welcomed the cease and desist order issued by Cebu provincial government against two companies involved in the extraction of dolomite in Alcoy, Cebu, where the sand was sourced. The department said the move could help clarify environmental concerns hounding the operations in the area. Environment Undersecretary Benny Antiporda said they are leaving it up to the contractor to seek other dolomite suppliers for Baywalk if need be. Charles DNR also welcomed the Makabayan Block's resolution calling for an investigation into the project, saying this would help shed light on the issues surrounding it. Charles?
Thank you, Shaila. That was Shaila Francisco reporting live from Taguig City. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines welcomes Manila Mayor Isko Moreno's move to shut down all cemeteries in the city from October 31 to November 3. In an interview with One News' Agenda, CBCP Public Affairs Secretary General Father Jerome Siciliano said this is a practical strategy to help contain the spread of COVID-19. He instead encouraged families to light candles and pray for their deceased loved ones at home.
Ang advice lang po namin kung magpapatupad man ng LGU ng ganyang polisiya, mag-alay na lang po ng misa sa mga simbahan. Yun po ang napakahalaga. Ipagdasal po yung mga namayapa, tapos punta sila sa opisina ng kanilang parokya, then offer masses for the departed.
Meralco customers will see lower electricity bills for the 5th straight month. Our distributor announced that the overall rate will decrease by 6.23 centavos per kilowatt hour, or a headline rate of 8.4288 per kilowatt hour. This will mean a 12 peso decrease in the total bill of a household consuming 200 kilowatt hours of electricity in a month. Meralco attributed the lower rates to the force majeure implemented due to the decline in demand. It noted that this month's rates were the lowest in 3 years. Filipino pole vaulter EJ Obiena bags gold in the 59th Ostrava Golden Spike Tournament in the Czech Republic. The 24-year-old pole vaulter marked his season best 5.74 meters to cop his first gold medal. He bested world pole vault stars like Brazil's Thiago Braz, Francis Renaud Lavellini, and Sam Kendricks of the U.S. Obiena, who is among the country's top bets in the Tokyo Olympics next year, won 2 silvers, the bronze medal just last month. For more updates, follow News 5, the Philippine Star and Business World online. You can also visit our website, onenews.ph, for in-depth analysis. And you can catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. We are One News.